Good evening, everyone. Welcome to INTOUCH, a masterclass on school products powered by Brainwonders in partnership with YELLOWBUS Photography. This fourth edition of Masterclass series will take you on a short journey of introducing you to 30 innovative school products selected from across India. In this masterclass, innovative products, informative content, and progressive ideas are being shared with you. We remain hopeful that this and forthcoming sessions will inspire you to take your school community to a new direction of development. My name is Namrata, and I will be your moderator for today. I represent India's largest counseling organization, Brainwonders. With 108 global centers, Brainwonders has been revolutionizing the pace of academic guidance, career development, and personal growth via its US patented DMIT and online psychometric test. Founded by Mr. Manish Naidu, over the past decade, Brainwonders has been nationally awarded on 7 different platforms, including recognition for being the most trusted and digitally innovative career counseling company. Excellence and passion is what Brainwonders strives for, and with that, let's begin today's session. Before I welcome today's speaker, I request all our audience to immerse themselves in the session and hold their questions, which will be addressed right after the session. I present to you today's speaker, Brindala Raju Manian, who is the founder and CEO of YELLOWBUS Photography. Brindala Raju Manian is the founder and the CEO of AAIRA Ventures, the company that owns YELLOWBUS Photography and is India's only company that specializes in school photography. With a master's degree in economics, she is also a qualified interior designer with training in entrepreneurship from the Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. Her entrepreneurial journey has extended in founding and establishing companies in sectors of fine art, design, home interiors, furniture and furnishing, digital printing, and real estate. She has a passion for anything creative, functional, aesthetic, and believes a work of art is an inspiration forever. Having spent 14 years in the field of art consultancy, she provided solutions in all aspects of fine art, interior design to home, hospitality, and corporate sectors pan India. This endeavor to decorate and redesign spaces took an upturn when a 3-year-old daughter could not identify herself in her class group photograph. Her deep insight into creative arts helped carve a niche for her company, YELLOWBUS Photography, that helps parents treasure the memories of their children at school with professionally clicked photographs. A multitasker, she is responsible for all the setting and all the context for creatives, client communication, sales and marketing, gardening, music, reading, current affairs, and meaningful parenting are the areas that occupy her time. Today's session topic is a fresh new approach to school photography, and it is a presentation that explains why school photographs have a lasting impact on the child's growing years. Over to you, Mrs. Manian.
Thank you, Namrata, and good evening, and thank you everyone for joining today. My name is Brindala Raju, and I am the founder of YELLOWBUS Photography. Let us delve directly into what is the importance of photography. But of course, we need no introduction because the short video that Dipankar played from INTOUCH was so touching as well as so profound in what it conveyed. The photographs that kids have shot during COVID, and the presentation was exactly very important and relevant in today's presentation. Thank you so much for doing that short photography. Now, just to understand why and what is the importance of photography. Photographs are the only way to hold on to special moments. All of us use our photographs to treasure important occasions in our life, be it a newborn, your first day at school, or to be back in school, the graduation day at school, or a wedding occasion. Let's take a step back and analyze the evolution of photography. This is probably the first photograph that we ever saw way back in 1920. Completely black and white, first of its kind. This again, 50 years later, a small sepia added to the photograph, and of course, portrait and outside setting. This is 50 years later, 1920 perhaps, totally black and white again, but you see the clarity. The first color photographs probably appeared way back in 1970s, and this is as much they could get in that decade. Straight up to 2020, we have pictures like these, which are clear, precise, great clarity, color composition, and excellent editing. This is what happened to photography in the last 150 years. What happened to school photography? It's very interesting when we actually started YELLOWBUS to see what happened to school photography. This is probably our parents' pictures in 1950s, where you see a nice teacher with her lovely students sitting outside the school. Probably the benches were brought out from the school at that time. And again, back in 1980s, same setting, but then it's a little bit more color added. That's why we can see the uniforms. And present day, the setting seems to be the same, but nothing seems to have changed beyond that, except the color as well as the school uniforms. Now, this had to change. So that's why we started YELLOWBUS. Now, at YELLOWBUS, we believe that school photographs need to evolve with time. And they have to have what it takes for children in school to feel good about what they learned in school via photographs. We would love to present what we did. YELLOWBUS was founded in 2019 in January, and this is the kind of work that we've done in preschools. Preschool pictures like these, where we bring out the students away from their classes into a common setting with the things that they use in classes in and around them. Now, what you see here is that each photographs, we strive hard to make them tell a story. When we say tell a story, what it says is we use age-appropriate settings. The things that you see around the kid is brought from the classroom or their library or their PlayStation, and each kid is allowed to pick what they like. So what we actually do is spend a lot of time with the kids to ensure that they pick what they like and use it in their own photographs. The advantage of something like this is that when the kid looks back, they actually reminisce on the things that they used to play as well as their favorite book. Now, this girl took her favorite book. We have a lot of kids who take the favorite toy or their favorite bag, and there was one kid who would not let go of his water bottle. So we clicked the picture of the kid with his own water bottle. Some of pictures that we clicked at preschools. Here you see the props again was from a Montessori school. So we used a lot of Montessori items in and around the pictures. So that the kid feels nice when they look back and see the pencils and the Montessori props that they used. We have a lot of library books also in most of our pictures. Here again, along with the props, you see we capture the excitement of school days, which means the emotion of the kid in class is easily visible in all our photographs, which means that children have a great time going to schools. They have a lot of joy, and the expression of joy and childhood is what we capture in our pictures. Yet again, we added a lot of creativity in our preschool pictures. What we did here for one of our Montessori school was we put in a lot of small details about the child, the things that they liked, the school that they went, and in fact, we even added what was their favorite toy, their favorite food, along with the graphic that they liked. which makes it extremely personal, and also portraits. We focus on portraits for our pictures simply because that's the only way that you can bring out the best in each kid than in a group setting. Again, preschool pictures. This child was almost about 2.5 years, was the youngest one that we have shot in that school. So we actually wait for a long time to ensure that we get the perfect clicks. And we take about, for preschoolers, since they're exceedingly small and they have the mind of their own, we actually wait for more than 10 to 15 minutes for each kid so that we get the best in them. We play with them before that. We ensure they're in good mood, as well as we take about 30 to 40 clicks of each kid to get the best picture. Yet again, this is another preschool. The background that you see in here is one of their canteens or the food area that they have. So we bring in the backdrops of the school itself, so which makes it very interesting for the child and the parent and the school to showcase such a wonderful setting in their pictures. Yes, the best is yet to come. Graduation day. Graduation day is the most important day of the child, be it from preschool to mainstream school or from colleges and even 10th grade to colleges. We make graduation day a big thing. We actually carry our own gowns and we dress up the kids. We take time to dress up each kid and have them, pose with their, principals or teachers, whoever is presenting them citation, as well as we have them present individually. We have them pose for the graduation pictures before graduation day. So what we at YELLOWBUS do is we advocate that the schools get graduation day pictures even before graduation, which means that we have perfect pictures of the children and you have those perfect pictures to present to them during graduation day. Here again, the label for each school is custom made by YELLOWBUS. We ensure that the label matches the school branding. Here when you see the Bachpan had red as their school color, so they had the labels in red and even the graduation cap and the tassel in red. Here of course we did a whole lot of pictures for both our jumbo kits, and since they was yellow, we had even the labels redone. So this was a customized uniform that the school had, and the backdrops, all the backdrops are from the school itself. This particular picture is very interesting because this was something that the children had drawn on their walls, and that's the one that we used for their backdrop. So even here, this particular tree was painted by somebody in school, and we use that element in school. So all our pictures have got things from the school itself. So when the kid or the school look back, they know what actually happened when they were that young and what are the things that they played with, the books that they read, as well as some slight elements from the school itself. So let's, it's interesting to know what happens to pictures from schools. Me as a parent, I receive a lot of pictures from schools regarding some special occasion that the school has had, be it their circle time, be it a trek, or even a small birthday party for a student. So typically these are the kind of pictures that I have received from schools. I have a very small child. She's only about 7 years old, and these are the kind of pictures that I have received from their school. So this is one such picture that we got, which probably shows some activity that the children and the teachers are jointly doing, a fun activity, probably working on some cognitive skills. Here you see a time of the day, lunch together. Yet again, celebrating a classmate's birthday. Now, once I get these pictures, I know what has happened on that day in school and how my child was part of it. But then on second thoughts, my child here is very difficult for me to know where she is, but I know that this is what has happened. So it's interesting when you actually think about what happens to these pictures when it reaches parents. A parent like me, I know what has happened in school, but I never download or save it. I never download or save it simply because the pictures do not have cannot show of one kid. It only shows an activity, so I know of it, but I don't download or save it. Yellowbus, that so the questions that we would like to ask schools and educators is that, would you want to make an everlasting difference to your school photographs? Do you want your school photographs to speak 1,000 words? Do you want your school photographs to be a part of a legacy? Now, when you look back, do you want your children to remember these school photographs for what you teach them? We increasingly see that teachers and the school work so hard in imbibing a certain culture and certain ethos in children, bring about the best in them. But when it comes to photographs, they need to be as inspiring, empowering, and they have to convey the 1,000 words that you constantly work with them and imbibe in them. So like the video that we just saw before this presentation, it rightly said that pictures don't need words. They have to speak those 1,000 words. So at Yellowbus, this is what we advocate. We say that every click that you make at school, make it matter. Now, these are some of the pictures that we would like to show, the creative pictures that we have done. When we take pictures like this, what does it show? It shows personal portraits with teachers. Here in this picture, you see a teacher very interestingly working on a science experiment with the student, but here clear faces of the teacher as well as the student. When I get a picture like this as a parent, I would obviously want to save it, because it has the teachers so nicely visible, as well as the my son so easily visible there. Now, kids have best friends, close friends, and they have fun time. Yellowbus advocates that you bring out bright, happy faces with friends. When parents or family or the school has pictures like this in their archives, it shows how happy the kids were, because kids, mostly all the kids, are very happy at school, and photographs have to endeavor to bring out that spirit in every kid. Here yet again, close-up for family keepsakes. Now, why is it that we need to have close-ups only during weddings, family time, at home, at the park, at play? We have great cameras in our phones, so we actually click good pictures and keep them for family, keepsakes. But what happens to school photographs? My question here is, why can't the school photograph be a family keepsake? Anybody who gets photographs like this would like to frame it up and put it in their living room, share it with their grandparents, share it with their family. So photographs like these leave an everlasting impact, and they actually get used. Now, again, pictures that are nostalgic and treasured. Here, when you see a group of friends together, classmates together, playing in a school setting, is a picture that is frameable. Anybody would like to keep this in their office desks, and these are the kind of pictures that Yellowbus would like to advocate in every school, and we help every school make these kind of pictures for their for memories of their schools. Yes. This is probably the kind of picture that we got from one of the Montessori schools, and this is the pictures that they have been sharing with parents. We're very happy that and this is the kind of picture that we have given to Akriti Montessori this year. Pictures like this for each student has been sent to the parent, and every parent has been extremely happy that they have written back to us asking us to put their pictures and the kids' pictures on website, parents have ordered larger sizes of the pictures. So in comparison, these pictures are the ones that gets treasured. Now at Yellowbus, we ensure that each picture that goes from your school gets treasured by every parent, and every parent is exceedingly happy that they want more. So families are most likely to keep pictures like this close to their heart because the kid is easily visible, the school is visible, and the expression on every kid's face is so joyous. So what you do when you have pictures like this is you leave an everlasting impact in the lives of your children. Now, when children look back, they fondly remember the wonderful time that they had in school via their pictures. And this is why we say that each picture tells a story of their school years. Of course, none of this would ever be possible without a good teacher, every teacher. Now, the best teachers, Alexandra Trefno said, the best teachers are those who show where to look but don't tell you what to say. Likewise, the pictures that we use for our own publicity are the pictures that we ourselves have clicked at schools. We don't leave this teachers at all. We make wonderful portraits of teachers, educators who work so hard day in and day out with the children. We give them pictures like these that they can use for any of their business profiles. Every educator in every school has been, clicked with business portraits. We're very happy to say in the last 1 year, we have clicked about 700 teachers all across India, and we have clicked about 25,000 children with personal portraits. So it is possible for every kid to have their own personal portraits. Again, the faculty photographs. Best time. The faculty photographs, we use a setting from the school itself. So the setting in the school, we choose the one that has a good backdrop, where the best with best of the light, and we arrange them in such a way that each one of them have got good smiling faces. Yet again, we don't let them go. We have top management with business portraits for all of them, including chairmen and principals. So business portraits like these are exceedingly useful for educators to put them onto their LinkedIn profiles, use them onto presentations at schools, as well as use them for any communication that the school has with parents. So this is a very professional way that we go about clicking the educators, and most of the educators are ecstatic with the kind of pictures that we've given them. Class group photographs. Now, Yellowbus class group photographs are usually outdoor with the backdrop of the school. Now, when you observe the class photographs from Yellowbus, when you observe the class photographs from Yellowbus, what you actually see is happy faces. Happy faces of every kid. It's a huge challenge when we do, photographs of young children, because usually they're exceedingly restless. Their attention span is very small, and they keep looking all over apart from the camera. So what we do is we take about 20 to 30 clicks of each group, and we put together one picture where each child is chosen from a different picture altogether, and we put together in such a way that every kid has got a smiling face. So what we do, it's clearly impossible for any photographer to have all the kids smile in one shot. So we edit in such a way that every child looks excellent in the picture with smiling faces, and they're looking, of course, at the photographs. This is another classic, group photograph that we did for Delhi Public School in Jammu. Again, the classic group photo. A lot of work goes into getting perfect pictures like this. We even go to the extent of, polishing the kids' shoes so that most of the kids' shoes are bright and shiny, when they enter school, but it's not the same. It's not the same when So thank you. Sorry, it's not the same after a while. So we go to the extent of polishing their shoes. I'm sorry. We go to the extent of polishing their shoes, setting their ties right, including their blazers. So every yellow bus picture will have all the ties, the shirts, the blazers buttoned in, and we give them a nice pep talk, button up their blazers and give them a nice pep talk in terms of arranging them in heights, as well as how to pose for a picture. So a lot of work goes in to get perfect pictures like this from students, and we do that just before every picture. Now, Yellowbus is very happy to present the composite group photograph. The composite group picture addresses one major aspect of a class group photo. That is, each picture has the name with every student. We click pictures like this, passport size pictures, we click them at school, but we also have every student spelled rightly below each photograph. The one thing that we see when we look back at our own photographs, and at least I have seen with most of my friends, that it is impossible for us to recognize or name each student in our class 20 to 30 years after we finish school. Composite photograph addresses that issue where we have names, and also each one can go back and see how their classmates looked at that time. Here we have the backdrop of the photograph is the school itself, but very mildly and suggestive. This is one more picture that we did for Bachpan, where we have a nice message from the principal's desk. So any message the principal would like to give, be it the principal or the chairman, anyone would like to give a small message, is incorporated in the photograph itself. And all the photograph is completely with all details, including the class, the year, as well as the message. A small something different that we did in the last 1 year. And yes, composite group photographs also mean that you can put in a portrait of each picture. Preschools, are the ones that are very happy with this concept, because here we have a portrait of a kid holding her favorite toy, along with a small some toy from their class. The composite group photograph of a preschool also has a support staff, without whom the preschoolers, it is very difficult for them to be in class, and of course the faculty. The same can be done even for higher classes. Now, Yellowbus school stock photography. Now, what is school stock photography? Stock photographies are those pictures that you use when you publicize your schools. So pictures like this, and where you have students doing a class activity, and where and how these pictures are used. Now, stock photographs are used in new admissions. Pictures like these of your own school can be used in flyers, prospectus, websites. Yeah, the school websites which shows an admission, admission activity. Here probably here the parents are here with the school having a meeting with the teacher. And of course, we also do architectural photography. We do click all the infrastructures of the school. And why we advocate school photography for stock photography of your own school is it adds a lot of personal touch to everything that you publicize. So if you're doing a new hoarding, or if you're doing a new flyer, you're releasing an ad in the newspaper, we always suggest you to have pictures from your own school, which means we actually do candid pictures. We come to your school and we do candid pictures. We have the school's own parents posing for them. And of course, here your own students in your own library adds a lot of personal touch to your publicity material. And photographs like these are very important for regular updates to parents. You can use these we have one school which had tons of pictures like this in their database, and they used it the whole year around to send important mailers to parents. Let's say you are having a Diwali greeting, or you're having a Republic Day or Independence Day greeting. We suggest that you use pictures and from your own school, which means that YELLOWBUS will visit your school, give you pictures for the whole year, and you can use them as greetings to send out to parents. What the most important thing that we do, we call it the YB Picture Day. Now we have a lot of annual day, we have a lot annual day, sports day, recreation day, Diwali day, and then cultural day. But then picture day is something that YELLOWBUS feels is a very important day in a school, in a student's school years, which means on a picture day, we from YELLOWBUS visit your school with our complete studio setup. The studio setup is done in a place where there is ample light and space. And here you see, this is how a YELLOWBUS picture day looks, where each kid poses in front of the camera with a complete studio setup. We did something like that here for another school in a very small district. Even then, the complete setup is brought by YELLOWBUS, and we set it up in your own school. We have the capacity to do about 700 pictures like this in a day, which means students don't lose out on their class time. So a class of, let's say, 50 kids takes less than half an hour for us to prep them up as well as get pictures like this. We are talking about individual pictures. So picture day also comes with a set of instructions or guidelines, we would like to call them. We share these guidelines with in the school for them to share it with their parents, so that each kid comes ready with good, well-pressed uniforms, and they need to have a haircut before. They have a haircut before and a week before. So we have a small set of guidelines, which makes picture day very special and something that each one of us look forward to. So what is the YELLOWBUS touch? When we say YELLOWBUS, what is it different that we bring to the table that the normal photographer or the photographer who's there in your school or who's been doing work for a long time, why is it that we are different? Now we are different because this is how we click pictures in a school, and this is how we present it to them. Our pictures are worked on. We use a lot of editing that we do on every face. We give them age-appropriate backgrounds, and every picture is worked on extremely minutely to bring out colors as well as expressions like this. So this is what we actually do at YELLOWBUS. We ensure that we get you this, but then this is how we present it. That makes each picture extremely special. Now at Jammu Delhi Public School, this is how we click pictures. This is the setup that they had. We use a white screen, but then when we present it to them, this is how each print looks. We clean up the complete floor, we clean up the background, give them good backgrounds, and bring out the best in each kid. All this, when the children come to school, it's easy to do, but then this year has been extremely challenging that the kids have not come to school at all this year. So how can we yet make the class group board photograph possible for children? I mean, do we want kids to miss out? No, we don't want them to miss out a picture this year. So we have one solution for this. Now YELLOWBUS is online with just 2 steps. What you actually do is we send out a form for the parents to fill, which includes just the details of the student, and of course upload their kid's picture. The kid's picture can be uploaded from any mobile phone. The only thing they have to be careful of is to have a plain background and use their school uniform in case the school allows it, or if the school is happy with color uniforms, that also is good. All they need is to click the picture in a plain background. They upload their kids picture, fill out the form, which is a two-step process, and the class group photograph with all the details is now ready. This is how we advocate the class group photograph for this year. Of course, this is a picture that has only the kid and the names of the all their classmates. This picture can be easily made even now when it is online, because we've just imported very good software editing process, which ensures that we get good quality pictures from any picture that is uploaded using a mobile phone. Yes, we have prices that start from 40 rupees for each picture, and that can be worked on depending on the quantity and the timeline that we have. So school architecture photography. Now we've spoken a lot about the students, the faculty, and what about school architecture photography? We do pictures of the school building. Now this which you see, Surana Vidyalaya, is a building which is under construction. They wanted a picture that to upload it on their website. So what we actually did was we completed it via editing and gave it to them. We take beautiful pictures of the school for you to use for all kind of publicity material. Again, interiors of the school. Different angles, creative, well-composed, neat pictures. And this again is corridor. The complete school in one shot. Wide angle shot, we ensure the complete school is covered. So this was in Chhattisgarh. They wanted a complete picture of the school in its in how big it looks. So this was a one wide angle shot that we did. So increasingly, school use our services all across India to for high resolution images. Now the images that we share with you are so high resolution that you can even make a hoarding out of them. So that way you ensure that even for the smallest publicity that you have, be it a hoarding outside your school or be it a school magazine, we share quality pictures with despite the printing processes that they use, the pictures look very impressive. And yes, YELLOWBUS Photography is the one-stop solution for all photographic requirements for your school. We would be very happy to work with your school if you give us an opportunity. Please do call us. These are our numbers, and we are on our Facebook and Twitter, YELLOWBUS Photos. Thank you so much for your time. Over to you, Namrata.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking us through such a visually appealing, moments in so many children's lives. All right. What we'll be doing now is we'll be opening the platform for some question and answers. So audience, you can post your questions in the chat box. You can also use the activity section, or you can raise your hand and present your questions. I'm sure Mrs. Raju will be happy to answer the same. All right. So, ma'am, we already have one question. We already have one question from Dr. Yogita Sarwal, which said that it's definitely something very interesting. How was the idea of YELLOWBUS photography conceived?
Oh yeah, very interesting. I wish we had that photograph to show. So yeah, hello, doctor. Yes, very important question. So it so happened that once when I have a 7-year-old daughter, and then when she went to school for the first time and she came back, she was about 3 years old when she went to school, and she came back with her first picture, and that picture, I showed it to her about a week later, and she could not identify herself. So she said, Mom, where am I? She could not identify herself at all. So that's when I realized that she did never look like her even one bit. That's not the way she looked. Of course, I wish I had that thing to show you. One second, I'll just get the what's that? Is it there? A very important question. Just give me 1 minute, Namrata. I will show that picture that has been, yeah. What's happening?
Meanwhile, the audience, the participants, you can continue posting your questions so that it's all lined up for ma'am, and she would be happy to answer it. Like I said, you can start posting it in the chat box or even use the activity section for the same.
So she could not, recognize herself, which has prompted me to say, yes, school photographs needed more attention and a lot of effort. Now, what I see with school photograph is that it's more or less a formality. They just have one photograph, they finish the formality and it's done with. But, you cannot help it because photographers don't put in that kind of effort to get good pictures in a school. They just come with absolutely no preparation, and there's no light meter. They don't check on the lighting. They don't see which is a nice place to get good pictures. They don't talk to the kids before that and prep them up, which is why the kids don't think that it is a very important day. So what happened with me was that I was very disappointed that my kid did not feel inspired when she saw that picture, and that prompted me to say that it needed more work, and I have to work in that area. Yes, that's what inspired me to do school photography. How do I share it, Ganesh?
All right. Thank you, ma'am. I think Gurpreet has raised their hand. Would you like to unmute yourself and ask a question?
Yeah, thank you, Namrata. Brindala ma'am, I must say a very impressive presentation. And your presentation, each slide said 1,000 words, just like your photographs. So congratulations on that. I have two questions for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Number one, you said that you do very high resolution photographs,
yes,
which you share with the school.
Yes.
So my first question is, how do you share the photographs with the school? Number one. Number two, my second question is that who actually stores these photographs after that? And I'm talking from the privacy point of view,
Yes,
because that's also a very big issue, and I think we should be very mindful of that. So that is my second question as to where these photographs are stored. Is it with the school or is it with your company? And what is the privacy policy around that? Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, good question, ma'am. Firstly, the high resolution pictures. One is the students' group pictures. We share a hard copy because that gets distributed to the schools. I mean, to the children. And if a class has got about 50 to 60 students, we share 50 to 60 prints with the schools that they can share with them. We do prints. Now we also do high resolution pictures of each class. We share it with the school on a drive, or we transfer it to them. If if the drive is not possible, we transfer it to them. And we use high resolution pictures of the school. Is also shared in soft copy. The architectural pictures, whatever pictures that they have of their facility, all these are shared in soft copies. Now, coming to the privacy part, very important. What we do in our company is every my COO, who has been heading in a very important department at HP. He's our CEO and COO, and also monitors the privacy part, where every picture that that gets edited goes through 3 different phases until it comes to him. And all the pictures are stored in our company. We don't put it on a cloud platform. We don't share it with anybody else. Nobody can even download these pictures internally. So we have a NDA, the non-disclosure agreement with every employee that we employ, and the employee goes through a rigorous background check, for which we have also a guarantee from them. We have clauses and we have internal agreements that we sign with them, and nothing is put on a cloud. We have not yet put anything on a cloud that can be shared with everyone. Everything goes onto a drive, and the drive, we are very conventionally, we keep the drive in lock and key, and the key is always with my CEO. So nobody has free access to the files. Nobody can download anything before they leave the office, because none of the computers that we have that we work with has got the download facility. So the moment something gets downloaded, it flags off. So it gets flagged off, and then nobody can do that. So we maintain that very importantly, because we work with a lot of pictures which are girls and boys, and very young girls and boys. We do that. And even the pictures that I have shared on the slide also, we have approvals from the school itself, and we ensure that these don't get distributed widely. If we have to use any picture for any publicity, we take a consent from the parent. If it is a minor kid, we take a consent from the parent. So every parent has given us a written consent so that we can use this even on a flyer or on the slide.
Thank you so much for those answers, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, we have a question from Hardeep Saini, who is asking, are your services possible only in a particular area or a state?
No, ma'am. It is possible all throughout India. We have worked in 5 states all across India, and we have worked in Jammu, Chhattisgarh, Orissa, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Maharashtra.
Amazing.
Yeah, we can work all across India.
That's great. All right, so we have one more question by Pankaj Jain, who is asking, how do you educate yourself to take better pictures?
How do you educate yourself to take better pictures? Good. So, good question. What we do, Pankaj sir, is that we constantly train our photographers. We follow top photography companies all across the world, especially the ones that specialize in school photography. And of course, we have internally, we have designers. I'm a designer myself. So we follow a lot of top designers and photographers of the world who specialize in school photography, and that same thing gets trained to all our photographers. And the one important thing that we follow in our company is that our photographers don't do anything apart from school photography, which means they don't do weddings, however lucrative that is. Photographers are not allowed to do any weddings. So the focus remains schools and school photography. That's why we get excellent pictures. No wedding, no outside shoots. We don't even do shoots like the own school has got children and their birthday parties. We don't do anything. We only specialize in schools, and we constantly follow a lot of top photographers to see that we get the best. And I must say that YELLOWBUS pictures are the best in the world. I've constantly seen pictures from America as well as from Australia, Canada. But our pictures in terms of print quality as well as visual quality is far beyond what we have seen. Yes, thank you.
All right, ma'am, thank you. So we have a question by R.K. Sharma, which states, what other perspectives could be captured from this subject?
Can you elaborate? I'm really not able to understand, sir. If you mean what other perspectives could be captured from this subject, and what subject is that? Is
I
it
believe in this case, the subject would be a student. Okay. If I understand. So Shama, you can clarify further in the chat box, of course. But
yeah,
I will
please be a little bit more
yeah, what are the other viewpoints, or what are the other aspects that could be gathered, from a student who's in school?
Photography as a career?
Photography as a career, sorry.
Okay. See, photography as a career, I would say most of the photography, as in right now, is so vast that people specialize in what they are good at. So let's say instead of a generic, I am a photographer, today people talk more that I'm a wildlife photographer, I'm a fashion photographer, I'm a product photographer. But school photography is something that I would insist that photographers should specialize in, because the scope of school photography is extremely vast. There are not many people doing it. And I would say, instead of photography as a career, if somebody has a passion for photography, they must go into further specializing and focusing where their strengths are. So I would say photography as a career is excellent, but you have to be specialist going forward, because gone are the days when you say he's a good photographer. People want specialists. So let's say if you are just like, let's say if you're a doctor, it's of no use. You have to be a good cardiologist, you have to be an endocrinologist. So likewise, photography as a career is good. There is a huge scope for that, but then it's also getting exceedingly competitive. So specialization and understanding what your strengths are, I would say, is the most important thing, and focusing and doing the same thing over a period of time will make you the best in what you do. I hope I have answered your question, Sharma sir.
And then there's a follow-up question as well. What's the most helpful thing that a parent can do for the photographer?
Sorry, what's the most helpful thing that a parent can do for the photographer? You mean the kid to be a photographer? Is that what it is?
Yes, because we are asking about photography as a career, right?
Okay, so what is the helpful thing that a parent can do if the kid wants to be a photographer, is to get a camera as early as possible.
Very, very smartly presented. All right, everybody. So we have time for one final question, I assume. So if we can have any questions presented very quickly, we can, I'm sure ma'am can answer it. How has your response been from the children, who have been photographed?
Oh, they have been ecstatic, because most of the kids didn't expect that kind of pictures. Actually, when we started in 2019, kids just expected a normal picture that they usually got over the years. But when they got this, they were ecstatic. And when we speak to kids, see, in today's date, most of the kids that are here in cities, they have cousins who live abroad, and outside India, photography has progressed leaps and bounds in terms of schools. For every occasion, they have a portrait photography. Right? They have portraits 4 times a year in every school abroad. So when they saw our pictures, they were so happy that now they could show off. So they could say, they showed off to their cousins and said, hey, here is one picture that I have from my school. So yeah, kids are exceedingly happy, and they want such kind of pictures in their magazines and yearbooks and things like that. So kids have been very happy. They've even written to us and told us to put their pictures on our website.
I think if the kids, I think they are your most cherished clients. So if they say that, something has been done right, that speaks volumes.
Yes, the kids.
They are very honest. They are very direct, in their opinions. So I think, yes, that speaks volumes. And that definitely makes us understand, ma'am, how credible your work and your team's work and efforts definitely are.
Thank you. Yes, first the kids, the parents, and then the schools, because all of them are our precious clients. Because only if the parents get back positively will the school also engage our services and give us an opportunity to do them. Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It has been a wonderful session with you. Thank you to the audience for taking part in today's session so actively. And I think it was definitely a visual treat for all of us, because we all, apart from obviously knowing about your services, we were all treated to, the smiling innocence of so many kids, so many, chirpy, cheerful kids. And I think that was quite motivating for all of us to see.
Thank you, Namrata. It was a pleasure presenting on this, seminar. Yes.
It was a pleasure hosting you, ma'am.
Thank you to everyone who spent 1 hour of their evening with us. We are very, very grateful for that. Thank you.
Have a great evening, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. You can also contact YELLOWBUS Photography. Their website is https:/yellowbusphotography.com. It has been posted in the chat box as well. So you can connect with them, and I'm sure they will be happy to take you on board.